Hey guys, how's it going? This is part 4 of 4 of doing every single dungeon in Final Fantasy up to its current date. So, this is the Gunbreaker, and we are going to be doing the Tam-Tara Deepcroft. This is just a seek and cross guide or a tutorial on how I personally tank. Now, as you learn to tank or as you start tanking, you kind of find out what works for you. But I know sometimes people have like tank anxiety, so people kind of get nervous to get the armor all scuffed up and beat up and dented. This is just kind of a quick little tutorial to kind of help you get comfortable with tanking and enjoy the role. You're right in the middle of all the action, which to me is extremely fun. It is one of my favorite roles to do. And we are going to be doing the Gunbreaker this time. So, here we go. Now, I have Diana Cross with me here as my healer. She also has some Final Fantasy content. Be sure to check her out. Alright, now, very first thing when you get into a dungeon, you want to make sure that you are turning on your tank stance. Just like every other tank, we turn that on. And then I like to kind of remind every single person that if you're leveling up to have food buff, remember food buff. I'm actually not fully leveled up on my Gunbreaker, so this is something I'll actually be doing. Now if you're in an FC, you also have like your Heart of Battle, which will also help you level up. Alrighty, here we go. So in this dungeon, there are going to be 4 orbs that we want to be getting. And I'll show you what they are here now in a second. There we go. Grab everything. I find that the Gunbreaker is probably one of the most, I don't want to say busy. It's a very flashy tank class. So if you enjoy being a melee DPS, then this is a great tank for you to kind of learn and pick up. I'm just gonna grab this guy here, bring it back, and I'll tank right here. Now you want to make sure that you are turning on Reprisal, which will lessen damage. Now, Gunbreaker also has No Mercy, which increases your damage, which is super fun. So not only can you reduce damage, you can also be like, I'm going to hit you more, which is super fun. You also have Camouflage here, which will like reduce like getting hit, right? Parry rate by 50%, reducing damage, taking by 10. So the Gunbreaker is a very flashy tank. It's kind of it's an early busy tank. I want to say Paladin is probably the busiest tank with its combo, but Gunbreaker is very much, if you enjoy DPS, melee DPS, Gunbreaker is going to be the tank for you. Alright, so this is the first boss. There's going to be these 3 little trash mob that will just burn down really fast. And then once we burn this down, the actual boss will show up, and here it is. You just want to make sure that you keep him aimed away from your party because he has a cleave effect. And again, Reprisal, let's boost up our damage here so we kind of hurt him a little bit. There we go. There's the cleave, and this is the first orb that we need to get. So there are 4 of them. Nice. People leveling up, that's awesome. Okay. We'll grab the next wave here. And I like to go like wall to wall, meaning I like to go from pretty much like one boss or the start of the dungeon to the next like dungeon wall, being like the wall or the barrier up to where the boss would start, which will be right here. So we're just gonna, where is it? caster at? Oh, he's actually already here. Nice. I'm gonna pull him into this corner. Keep everything aimed away. Reprisal, no mercy, extra damage, and turn on my camouflage. Oh, there he is. Grab him, and then we'll pull him in a hard corner here. So see how he can't see me? He has to walk in here, and then he's just give him all the boops, all the danger boops. That's what he gets. That's what he gets for trying to be sneaky, trying to flank us. Give him some danger boops. Right? And there we go. I like to pass on all this loot. It's not something I really need. I don't really like the clutter. And same thing as boss 1. It's just now they have an extra imp. They're extra impish. Extra impish. And beat him up. Same thing, boss. And you just kind of want to keep him aimed away from the party. Reprisal, no mercy. And we'll give him some boops. And as you can see, this is the second orb. Sidestep that damage here. There you go. Orb 2. Now, this part of the dungeon, it can be a little tricky for your healer and your tank. So I'm going to show you kind of what I like to do. There's a spot, a bridge right here where these guys are standing that I like to stop. And that's because this hallway cuts to a sharp 90, like right here, and which can be very hard for your healer, especially if they are mid-cast. So I like to stop here, make sure I have everything, make sure my healer is okay, healer's here with me, and then I'll run. Then I will grab the rest of the trash mob up here. There will be 2 casters. I'm gonna grab both of these casters, and then I'm gonna go and grab like the rest of these long legs. There's another caster, and I'm going to go up here, up to like where this puddle is. I'll stop right past this puddle, which forces the casters to stack on each other, and then I'm going to aim everything away. There you go. Reprisal, no mercy, camouflage, and there you go. And then you just stand here, AoE, dodge the cleaves. This is why I like to aim it towards this wall, kind of keep everyone nice and safe. There you go, you just sidestep, and you pretty much you just turn yourself into a Beyblade. You just spin to win, and there you go. So I make that look fairly easy because it is very easy, and once you do it yourself, you will be able to. But I find stopping on that bridge is kind of like the little secret recipe to making that a very easy pull. Now you'll notice that there's a barrier here, so we are going to go down, get an item that we need to unlock it, like a little key or whatever. You'll see here now in a second. There you go, the rosary. That's the item that we are going to need to be able to open this. Reprisal, because we're in a big crash mob. Turn these guys down. Sidestep the damage. And go back to kind of spin them. And this is the rosary that you want to be picking up, because that is the item that we need to unlock that barrier. Make our way back down this hallway over to the barrier. Now the closest person to this trash mob will normally pull it, so the second you step in, boom. See how they got close? They immediately pulled. That's not their fault. That is just how this dungeon is designed. That is always going to happen. So it's not necessarily your DPS grieving you or griefing you. It's just the nature of the beast. It's just kind of how this dungeon operates, and that's no one's fault. It's whoever gets close to that line will draw threat. super easy fix because they actually haven't hit anything. They actually don't have bread, so you can just kind of step in and spin the wind, and you'll grab that bread immediately. So it's not a huge deal. And you burn these guys down, and then you will use these last two orbs, activate them, and it will do a cutscene, which will open up to the boss. And here we go. Now, this boss has mechanics, like every boss normally. Well, every boss will have mechanics, but this boss has mechanics that will tether himself, like this imp. So, with this tether, the boss will take no damage. You need to make sure you down that boss first, or down the pad, and then you can retarget the boss. This will happen another 2 to 3 times. It depends on how fast your party burns everything down. We'll just go grab the ads, burn down the imp. If this happens a 3rd time, which most times it will, you will normally see this happen 3 times. Watch out for the Mind Blast. That effect is a stun, like a paralyze. You just step out of it, step back in. There we go. So now there are 2 imps that we need to down before we can damage the boss. They don't have a lot of hit points. Normally the DPS melts it extremely fast. And that will be the end of this dungeon. There you go. Alrighty, do our player comm. Lancer, that's awesome. I started off as a Lancer actually. And again, I like to pass on this loot. And there we go. That is the dungeon with every single tank. That is the 2nd dungeon, the Tam-Tara Deepcroft, completed as a Gunbreaker. This is 4 of 4. I hope you guys enjoy this content. Hopefully you guys learned something, and if you did, kind of let me know. And if there's other ways that you guys like tanking, or other methods or other styles you like using, if there's a specific tank you like the most, let me know in the comments. I will have links to my other videos, being the Paladin, the Warrior, and the Dark Knight, linked in the description. So if you want to see a specific tank running these dungeons, feel free to check them out. If you like this stuff, like, comment, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. It really helps me out. And I will see you guys in the next tutorial videos, which will be the 3rd dungeon, the Copperbell Mines. We gotta fight Spriggans. Fun stuff. Fun little dust bunny rock collectors. So, thank you again, everyone, and I will see you guys in the next video.